welcome to my channel. Today, I thought we would talk about something that a lot of us do not like, me included. That is change. There are so many things in our life that change, and we're not always open to it. I know I'm not. Here's what made me think about it. Sometimes I sit back here in the craft room and things just pop into my head. Well, this popped into my face. So, this is my journal. Here's the page where this is like the page I'm on now. From the very beginning when I started in 2018, I have listed my weight. That way, no matter what I'm tracking it on my phone, if it loses the data, something happens to the website, you don't know what's going to happen. I have it right here in black and white. Well, I don't always track it the day it happens. Sometimes I go back and I track a week at a time or more. Look what was on the opposite page. And this was probably done in, let's see, how far back in this book is this? This is real close. So I'm thinking that might have been done in 2018 or 2019. What does it say? Sometimes change is necessary. Let's get the glare off of it. Notice the beautiful artwork. No. And I thought, you know what? How many of us hate change? A lot of us. I told you, I'm one of those. Well, I thought, let me go to Google. Google's my friend. See what they had to say about why change is necessary. So I found some reasons. I'll be reading off my paper because there's my notes, and I'm going to forget it if it's coming out of my head. Here are some things that I think. I'm sure that there's more things on the list. Here are some things that I thought of that change. We don't always have a say-so in it. Relationships change. Jobs, technology, that's a big one, our diet, the world, feelings, and people. All those things change. Here are some reasons why we should accept change. It allows us to move forward in life and experience new things. Otherwise, life can become stagnant. Think about when you were young. What if you were that same person? Let me roll my eyes. If I was the same person when I was young, I would be I had no confidence, no self-worth, none of that. I have grown into the woman that I am today that has that confidence and that self-worth. And if I didn't change along the way, that wouldn't have happened. It brings more opportunities to improve our quality of life. Sometimes we need to take a leap of faith. This YouTube channel was a leap of faith, and it has changed my life. It has given me something to do that feels like I'm serving a purpose. Sometimes I think my nose is whistling. Did y'all hear that? My nose is whistling. Yeah, listen. Did I say anything about a comfort zone? I didn't say anything about a comfort zone, but change can take you. We might come across that. I don't know. Change can take you out of your comfort zone, and YouTube took me out of my comfort zone, and it was a good change. I've met so many good friends. So many of y'all have changed my life and helped me when I don't feel confident and I don't feel like I have self-worth. Y'all come along right when I need it. So YouTube was a big change, and it was a leap of faith. Listen, you can't take much of a bigger leap than throwing your life out into the front of how many ever people want to watch it. When you put yourself out there, that's a leap of faith. Sometimes replacing the old with something new can be beneficial. Not all change is bad, even though we might think it is. One of the things I did that was very beneficial to me, and I encourage you to do it too, is change my doctor. When the doctor I had for years retired, I didn't have a choice but to change. So they assigned me another doctor in that practice. Did not like her at all. Not her personality. She had a wonderful personality, but her doctrine left a lot to be desired. So I could have stayed where I was and just accepted it, and who knows what would be wrong with me today. But instead, I took the chance, I made the change, and I found another doctor that I absolutely adore. So I made the change. I wasn't worried about that doctor's feelings. It's not like, okay, I'm leaving you to hurt your feelings, but I wasn't concerned. I know that sounds terrible, but I wasn't concerned how she felt about me leaving, because it was about me and my health. And so it was beneficial for me to make that change. Changing your mindset changes the outcome. Ooh, let's drink on that one. That is a big one when you try to lose weight. If you don't have your mind right, if you don't change your mindset, you're not going to change the outcome of what you're trying to accomplish. If my mindset, the new diet, is a diet that I'm trying now, the Nutrisystem, if I didn't have my mindset, if I didn't say, okay, the change I'm making in my diet is going to change my body, the outcome, and the outcome that I want is to lose weight. If I didn't change my mind that I was going to accept the food I was given and quit whining about it, quit whining that I can't eat all that I want to eat, that is probably the biggest, if not the biggest, draw of this plan, was that I got my food pre-portioned for me. I couldn't make a casserole and be tempted to go back for seconds, or scoop out 1/6 of that recipe and scoop over into that other 6 to make it maybe 1/5 of that casserole. And then there's leftovers in the refrigerator. And even though they're 0-point foods, don't mean I needed to eat them. I love Simply Feeling. And when I get through with this Nutrisystem, that's probably what I'm going to go back to. But I am hoping this program will give me the changes in my mindset of how much and what I need to eat, so I will be prepared to go back to that in a healthy manner. So changing my mindset on this program of this is what you're going to eat and this is what you're supposed to have, and thinking that, okay, I got this, I'm going to do this, that's going to change the outcome of how it works for me. Your mind, I lost my train of thought. Look like a deer caught in headlights. Your mindset can change the outcome of whatever it is in your life, not just what you're eating and how you're trying to lose weight. It can bring adventure and excitement and get rid of the monotony. Think of something that you sit around and do the same old thing. Like me, I'm in such a rut. I think we talk about a rut later on. I'm in such a rut, but I don't have there's things I want to do that will definitely break the monotony. You can spit it out. The monotony. Once I get more mobile, there are things we're going to do. There's places we're going to go. Things we're going to try that we have not been able to. That's going to break the monotony of the life we're in. And we're going to find adventure in that. So change can do that. Stepping outside and doing something different. If you're able to do it, do it. Don't let it pass you by. If you're able to get out and I don't know, take a hike. Take a hike. Uh, it's early, and I think I don't know. Maybe I'm punchy this early in the morning. Change makes us break our everyday routine. That's what we were talking about, getting in a rut. And think outside the box to discover new things. I changed my crafting. I discovered a new craft in these junk journals. I went from other kind of painting and that kind of crafting to now this season in my life I'm doing the junk journals. When I get to a point in this to where it's monotonous, I'm getting close. I ain't lying. Then I'll change back probably to my painting and those kind of crafts. We're going to be soon starting the big room, working on it. I'll have a whole new place to put decorations. So I'll have to get back to that kind of crafting to get things to put in my new room. So, what was that? Breaking out of our everyday routine, thinking outside the box. It takes us out of our comfort zone. And can give us a new perspective of life. Makes you grateful. Here's a big one. The fact that you can change and you can try new things and go with it makes you grateful for the strength and the resilience to do so. That's a big one. You change something in your life that needs to be changed. Celebrate the fact that you were able to make that change, that you are now strong. You were strong enough and you were resilient. You made it through whatever might have happened to you on the... Listen, everything on the other side of change ain't always hunky-dory. Sometimes we got to go through some crap to get up to the good part. So that will make you strong and resilient, and you need to celebrate that fact. Can bring a zest for life and renew our energy. We can be excited that our life is in our hands, and it's our choice how we choose to live it. And you know what that brought me to? That sign right there. I can't even read it from here. I'm going to take, in case you can't read it, because I can't remember exactly how it goes. Don't make a choice that's right for somebody else that's right for you. I honestly did not turn around and read it, but I know it's there, and I know the sentiment's there. I'm going to take a picture of it, and I'm going to put it either here or here. I can never remember which side it goes on. So I want you to read it, and I want you to memorize it. Unlike myself. Gives us tons of opportunity for growth and progress. Here's that rut. We have the ability to change it. If we get in the rut, we have the ability to change it. We just change it. We find some way to change it. That's our choice. It's our life, and it's our choice. It's also our choice to stay in that rut. But to make the change, be the change. Ain't that some kind of saying? You have that ability. Change can make life easier. You think about technology. Sometimes we cuss it because sometimes technology can drive you insane. But think about all the things technology has done in our life. Just think if we were... Sometimes we do lament the fact that things have changed and we want to go back to the older ways. But think about how much computers have helped and changed things and made things easier and faster. And think about like emails and the internet. What? Oh my gosh. How has the internet changed our life? It has changed our life for the better. So these are things that we need to learn to embrace because they can make life easier. That's just one example. To change everything I'm saying, apply it to whatever you need to change or whatever is changing in your life. It helps us become more flexible and accept different situations with an open mind. That's a big one right there. This is a big one too. Learn to go with the flow or change gears. Sometimes that is easier than meeting it with resilience. Sometimes going with the flow is easier than beating your head against that wall. Sometimes, you think of an example, you fill it in. There's things you just refuse to change. You're not going to change your core beliefs. That's a wall to put up. That I believe in that one. I don't believe in changing that. Unless your core beliefs are, I don't want to say the word wrong, because that's putting a judgment on somebody. But if your core beliefs are beliefs that harm other people or oppress other people, anything like that, then perhaps that's something you can change. But if you have your core beliefs and your religion and things like that, then I say you stand your ground and you don't change that. So we're not talking about that kind of change. Sometimes change happens without us. So learning to go with the flow or learning to switch gears at the last minute can help our situation and make our life easier, like we were talking about up there. There was a point in my life, and I won't give you the details, where I couldn't change what was happening, but I could change how I reacted to it. And that made all the difference in the world. It was like a burden was lifted off my shoulders when I learned, and it wasn't nothing like I was not in harm's way. If you're in harm's way, you better change something. You hear me? You better change something if you're in harm's way. I'm going to tell you that right now. I wasn't in harm's way, so I had to learn how to not meet it with that wall of resistance, with that crazy attitude that I can get sometimes, because sometimes, I'll just tell you, I can fly off the handle, boom, in the flip of a switch. So I learned how to accept that and go with the flow, I guess you could say, not get all tore up about it, and just know that it was going to work its way out. And it eventually did work its way out. And I was less stressed. I was less worked up. I was less keyed up. I was less drawed up when I learned to go with the flow. So sometimes change happens without us, and we need to learn to accept it. Now, I'm not saying accept things that are going to harm you. Let's repeat that. Accepting change to make us stronger emotionally can make us stronger emotionally. Change is scary because of so many unknowns. Yes, but honestly, it doesn't always turn out as bad as we think. Sometimes we think, I can't do that because, oh my gosh, what if? Well, guess what? You got bad what ifs over here, but you got some good what ifs over here. So what if you change your mindset? What we talked about earlier, you change your mindset from what if these bad things happen to, well, what if these good things happen? So I was making sure I read everything. It's not always as bad as we think it's going to be. And then sometimes when we change and we get over to the other side and we jump that fence, we are just like, I am so glad I made that change. I know I've been that way. So to wrap it up, embracing change can bring new opportunities. It can affect us for the good. Yes, it can. If you never ever change, you never ever get to experience the new and good stuff that's out there. You don't know what might be on the other side of that fence until you jump that fence. You see what I'm saying? You got to, well, you can dip your toe in it and go in, like down in the shallow part of the pool and walk in, ease into the water. Or you can jump on in if you want to. I do it both ways. There's certain things I have eased into, and there's some things I have jumped in head first. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But guess what? You're not going to know till you try. Not accepting any change in your life, you will not see any growth or progress in your life. I told you a while ago, think about when you were young. If your younger self never accepted any of the changes that came along in your life, where would you be today when you were 16, when you were in your 20s? If I was still the person that I was in my 20s, oh my gosh, no. The thing, I didn't like her. I didn't know that I didn't like her until today. In this mindset, I know doing the things I did, I didn't like her, or I wouldn't have done those things. Who I was in my 30s, oh my gosh, no. I was volatile in my 30s. And I mean, I say that in a serious way. I had terrible emotional troubles in my 30s that I am so thankful I accepted change and worked on myself to get to where I am today, because I don't think I liked myself then either. Not even sure I liked myself in my 40s. Here I am today. Let me snap it out because I'm fine with who I am. Like me or not. I didn't used to be that way. I wanted everybody to like me. No. If you didn't like me, it was the end of the world. No. So the changes that we make in our life turn us into the person that we are today. Maybe where you are today is somewhere you need to change to get to somewhere else. Don't be scared to follow that path. A new chapter just might be better than the last. That is a good way to finish. The new, you don't know till you try, might be better than the past, where you're at now. I'm not saying I'm arrived, because I don't think you ever arrive. You should always be willing to change and to grow. I'm willing to change and to grow. I'm going to turn 60 in July. 60. That's a big one. So I'm hoping in my 60s, I'm even a better person than who I think I am now in my 50s. You think there's not things I can't change in my life? Holy Moses. There's things I can change in my life, and I just have to be willing to do it. I have to be, I have to make the change to be the change. There it comes again. The gist of this whole thing is we have to be willing to make the change. Sometimes it is necessary for the betterment of our life. Could be for the betterment of your kids' life. You have to make changes. I've made changes that are better for my children, that are better for me. But that was the greater good. So embrace your change. Think about these things that we said. Don't be afraid of change. Know that change is necessary. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you back for another, as far as I know, what I eat on Nutrisystem. I'm showing you everything I eat. And weigh-in will come on Thursday. Fingers crossed it's a good one. So I will see you in my next video.